Black feather. Life is a thin thread that connects all of us. Written by Davi Rodrigues. Narrated by Liam.
Chapter 1. It was early morning in the village, and the wind blew like any other day. The door of one of the houses opened abruptly, and, running as fast as she could, there was Soleil, a young, playful swan, followed by her twin, Luna. The twins, having been born on a solar eclipse day when the moon covered the sun, were very connected with each other. Luna was the more intellectual of the two. She read many books about the village's history and always told stories to her sister and mother. Soleil was playful and more connected with her mom. She loved to create new games, stay in nature, smell the flowers, and interact with the animals. Both girls had feathers covering their legs that rose to meet a delicate shield of feathers across their chests, creating a graceful silhouette as if they were born of the water. Their human arms were also lightly dusted with feathers, a small hint of the beautiful wings they would become. This feather shield was bisected by a single line that descended from the hollow of their throats, a birthmark that unified them. Luna's mark was a darker shade, while Soleil's was a lighter dark, a perfect reflection of their sun and moon natures. The connection between the twins was something no one could explain. They could sense each other from a distance. Many times when their mother, Viola, asked one where the other was, they would answer on the spot, "She's about to come through the door, Mom." Viola recognized it even before the swan twins were born. She could sense something special inside her. Somehow, she could hear their voices and tiny giggles. The twins had been conceived from a genuine love between Viola and Lucien. Lucien was a beautiful swan who'd grown up in the same village as Viola. Their friendship grew day after day as together they explored the lake and the forest and took care of the animals. Love was present, and some people in the village said they were soulmates. They made the relationship official by moving to a very small and cozy home around the lake. Months later, Viola announced she was expecting a baby. The seed of their love had been planted and grew even more. Lucien loved keeping Viola company around the lake, lying with his head on her lap. He lovingly caressed her belly, which was already showing. "Have you thought about a name?" asked Lucien. "I did," Viola said. "I thought of Luna because it reminded me of my mom. I always had this deep connection with her. I remember looking at the moon's reflection on this lake while she told me stories about her life here. How about you, my love?" "I have been thinking of Soleil, which reminds me of joy, happiness, and warmth. That is what I want for our baby girl." "But what if we have a boy instead of a girl?" Viola asked. "It won't be," said Lucien. "I feel the strong feminine energy just by touching your belly." "I agree with you, my love. I can sense the same." She placed her hand over Lucien's, which was already on her belly. That night was followed by many others like it, with long conversations as Viola and Lucien dreamed about life with the three of them together as a family. Their energy and generosity were contagious, and all the village swans anticipated and celebrated the arrival of their firstborn. Viola felt the first wave of contractions at 11:46 a.m. on Wednesday, August 11, 1999, as the winds outside began to shift ominously. A shiver coursed through her body like a whisper of fate. Unbeknownst to her, the world outside was cloaked in an extraordinary celestial event. An eclipse, visible from every corner of Europe, painted the sky in a breathtaking spectacle. She glanced at the clock, its hands inching closer to midday, and each tick amplifying her anticipation. With each tightening of her abdomen, anxiety coiled in her chest. She had prepared for this moment. Her heart was set on bringing one child into the world. But as the contractions intensified, she fought to breathe through the waves, gripping the edge of the bed, feeling the rhythm of her body take charge. As the clock chimed midday, Viola surrendered to the moment. With a fierce cry, she welcomed her firstborn, Luna, into the world, a squirming and wailing angel emerging from the shadows. Luna's very name resonated with the magic of the eclipse, embodying the moonlight that filled the sky in that moment. Relief, a sweet victory enveloped in joy, washed over Viola. But just as she began to embrace the stillness that followed, another contraction crashed over her like a tidal wave. Confusion surged within her, and as she gripped the bed tighter, waves of realization hit hard. Moments later, to her astonishment, Soleil emerged, her cries joining those of her sister. She was born just 3 minutes after her twin, at 12:03 p.m. The name Soleil was fitting, for the sun would soon break through the darkness. Viola's heart soared. She was stunned by the unexpected arrival, the surprise hidden in the depths of her labor. She now had 2 daughters, their names and fates entwined in a fusion of love and mystery beneath the shroud of an eclipse, as if the celestial phenomenon marked this special moment on the planet. In the months that followed the twins' arrival, Viola felt a profound completeness. The laughter of Luna and Soleil filled their home with joy, and her heart swelled with love that felt boundless. Yet an unshakable shadow loomed over their happiness, a void left by their father, whose disappearance remained an enigma. One day, without explanation, Lucien had simply vanished, leaving Viola and their precious daughters to navigate a world fraught with unanswered questions. The only clue she ever found was a big black feather that appeared in their home. No one knew its origins, yet it seemed somehow impossibly familiar. Rumors swirled through the village. Perhaps he had met a tragic fate, or perhaps he had been an angel sent to bless them before returning to the heavens. In the depths of her heart, Viola refused to entertain the idea that he had left them willingly. Her love for him was too fierce, far greater than any rumors of abandonment. Over the years, whenever the sky darkened with an eclipse, Viola discovered another black feather, as if nature itself was whispering secrets of his existence. The twins were proof of a love that transcended even his absence, yet the haunting question lingered. Who was he, truly? And would they ever uncover the truth behind the swan who had once promised to cherish them all?
The Lake's Secret. 7 years had passed since the twins were born, yet the enchantment of their early days lingered in the air like warm sunlight spilling over the landscape. It was a normal day at the lake, the sort of day that beckoned carefree joy. The door of their cozy home swung open, and out burst Soleil, her laughter bubbling like the freshwater springs. Hot on her heels was Luna, eyes sparkling with boundless energy. Viola followed close behind, her heart swelling with love as she watched her daughters run. The bond between the twins was unbreakable, a connection deepened by the shared truths of their parents and the magic of the eclipse that had heralded their arrival. Today was no different. It was a day for play, for adventure, and for a little mischief. The homes of the village, not built on the ground but carved and grown within the living boles of colossal trees, were nestled around the lake, their quaint charm echoing a bygone era. Each dwelling was unique, a testament to the artistry of its swan-kin residents, with gnarled branches forming natural eaves and sun-dappled interiors. No one could accurately determine the age of the village or the lake, but it was clear that both held the stories of countless years. Each home whispered tales, some carrying threads of truth, while others seemed woven from imagination. Yet the real secret of the lake lay beneath its murky waters, where no life dared to thrive, its surface a deceptive mirror for the ancient, hungry void beneath. Known to the villagers as the Cursed Lake, its ominous hue and unfathomable depths inspired awe and fear. Those who stood at the lake's edge could gaze out to the horizon, only to find it swallowed by an endless void. Whispers floated among the villagers about ethereal voices that echoed from the water, particularly at night, when many chose to stay indoors. An old swan of the village, Mr. Zachary, often told tales that captivated young and old alike. One story echoed the heart-wrenching legend of a man whose broken heart led him to the water's edge, where he succumbed to his sorrow and vanished into the depths. Although no one could confirm the truth of his fate, many villagers swore they'd heard mournful cries rising from the lake at night, a haunting symphony that carried the weight of lost love and despair. Serena Wilkins, another village storyteller, often enchanted listeners with her tales of the lake. She recounted a story, passed down through generations, which claimed that many years prior, the lake had once been a thriving landscape filled with life. According to her, a murder of crows had flown from a distant land, fleeing a dark enchantment cast by an unknown creature. In their desperate escape, these crows landed in the area, and their presence had transformed the land into the cursed lake. Serena believed the very essence of the lake stemmed from the enchantment, its dark waters a reflection of the curse that prohibited life from growing within. She would recite the haunting words attributed to that ancient curse. From void sprung to void consigned, a watery grave for all life defined. No fertile touch, no verdant shore, just endless dark, forevermore. A hollow gaze, reflecting night, a life unlived, a vanished light. Whether it was a mere fable or a kernel of truth, Serena's tale added another layer of mystery to the lake, captivating those who listened. Meanwhile, the twins grew up, unaware of the secrets held within the watery abyss. But whispers of the past echoed in their ears, mingling with the gentle lapping of the water against the shore, beckoning them closer to the truth hidden beneath the surface. They arrived at their favorite spot, a serene, hollow nook along the lake's edge, where sunlight danced on the rippling water, although no fish darted beneath the surface. In their sanctuary, they could watch nature at play and imagine worlds beneath the dark lake. Viola could tend to her thoughts and chores while keeping a watchful eye on her girls as they reveled in their games. As she went about her daily routine, Viola ran a hand over her own forearm, where a fine layer of soft feathers was dusted across her skin. But it was the intricate, feather-like birthmark that was truly unique, setting her apart from others of her kind. Starting at her temple, it extended in a delicate line, tracing a path down to her collarbone and then to her left arm, where it spread into a series of beautiful, flowing veins. This striking mark was a testament to her powerful lineage, something she both cherished and feared. Soleil and Luna, with shrieks of delight, ran in circles, dashing between their mother's outstretched arms like rays of sunshine. Their laughter echoed across the water, a melody of innocence and joy that encapsulated the essence of a happy family. In that moment, enveloped by the beauty of the lake and her daughter's laughter, Viola felt the weight of the past lift, if only for a heartbeat. This was their cherished haven, where secrets lingered beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. An old, ancient enchantment. As the twins played, Viola tended to the small tasks that demanded her attention, keeping a watchful eye on her girls. It wasn't long before they scampered over. Excitement sparkled in Luna's eyes. The inquisitive twin was always eager to share her newfound knowledge, and today was no exception. "Hey, Soleil, I learned a story today," Luna declared, her wings fluttering as if the very essence of the tales filled her. Soleil, ever the playful spirit, sidled closer to their mother, instinctively seeking warmth as her sister recounted the tale. "There's an ancient saying," Luna began, her voice soft but grave. "From void sprung to void consigned, a watery grave for all life defined." Her words flowed like a gentle stream. From depths where shadows creep, secrets hidden, promises to keep. With each phrase, the air thickened with a veil of unwitting power. As Luna spoke, Soleil felt a tight knot of unease coil in her stomach. "Mom, what do those words mean?" she asked. The ethereal essence of the lake, usually a source of energy, felt suddenly ominous. Luna, oblivious to her sister's discomfort, illustrated the movement of the falling feather, a symbol of freedom intertwined with the spirit's power. "But beware, for with every gift there lies a tether, a dark forfeit in the threads of weather," she recited, unaware of the energy she stirred. Soleil took another tentative step back, fear tugging at her heart. "Luna, please stop," she urged, her voice barely a whisper. That's when Viola intervened, her tone firm yet gentle. "Luna, enough. We don't speak of these things. You're frightening your sister." Relief washed over Soleil as she clung to her mother, but the echo of Luna's words lingered like a shadow over their heads. "Can we play instead?" Soleil suggested, eager to escape the poignant tale that seemed to thrum with energy. Viola smiled, sensing her daughter's unease dissipating. "Of course. Let's head home. I need to prepare lunch." Soleil's earlier tension faded, and soon she was back to her joyous self, racing after Luna as they bounded toward home. But Luna lingered momentarily, confusion knitting her brow. Why had their mother silenced her? Why did no one in the village share the tale behind those ancient words? With a shrug, she decided to push her questions aside for now. "Come on, Soleil, let's see who's faster," Luna shouted, the thrill of innocence igniting anew as she sprinted ahead, unaware of the forces that had been awakened by her own tongue. As Viola watched her energetic twins race playfully down the path, a subtle unease curled around her heart. Mothers often sense changes in the winds, a whisper of the unknown dancing through the air. Today, however, an icy chill ran down her spine, a primal instinct warning her that something unusual had transpired. The laughter of her girls faded into the distance, yet a quiet tension throbbed beneath the surface. She turned, scanning the surrounding woods, but found only stillness, as if the world held its breath. Shaking off the eerie feeling, Viola took to the skies, unfurling her wings with determination. She was ready to wrap her daughters in comfort and nourishment, to shield them from whatever unseen presence lingered in the air.